Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Courtside View Podcast NBA. We are live streaming for the first time on this channel. So, as you have seen from the title of the live stream, let's talk about the NBA Cup Finals, the Emirates Cup. I watched it last night, and it wasn't that good. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm gonna say the thing out loud. I'm gonna say the quiet thing out loud right now. That was a boring game. But let me get to the positives. Number one, I will say that it was a good thing that we got Thunder versus Bucks, two teams that have superstars. You have Giannis, you have Dame, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If there was a matchup that the NBA wanted, this was probably the matchup that they wanted. They did not want the Rockets and what was it, the Hawks. So at least we got two quality teams versus one another. And we also was able to get two superstars on opposing teams. So that's great. I saw Oscar Robertson. He was at the game. I'm glad to see him still functioning well at his age. I think somebody said he's 86 years old, and he still looks fantastic for his age. I love to see that. I love to see legends at the game. We really need to, as NBA fans and even the players, we need to respect the legends more. They paved the way. They were the reason why the NBA is where it is today. So I'm glad to see Oscar Robertson there, still supporting the league. All right. I think that's it for when it comes to just the positives of the NBA Cup Finals, because boy, oh boy, there's a lot of negatives. Number one, the play on the court. I've said this time and time again with my previous videos. The product on the court is just not good. I'm getting sick and tired of this. I'm getting sick and tired of watching the game of basketball that I love be so diminished now because of the 3-point shot. So the Oklahoma City Thunder. Matter of fact, let me show you guys just some stats if it'll let me. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, here we go. Let me see if it'll let me do it. All right, I think it's showing right now, but as you can see here, the 3-point 17 for 40. That's how many attempts the Milwaukee Bucks attempted from the 3-point line, for only 42% from three. 40 attempts and only made 17. And then you have the Oklahoma City Thunder that attempted 32 3-point shots and made only 5. Look at the field goal attempts from the Milwaukee Bucks. I just want to paint a picture for you all. They attempted 81 shots. 40 of those was from the 3-point line. So that is pretty much half of their shot attempts are from the 3-point line. And they only made 17 of them. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. This is a problem. I also want to say that like I was go back to my screen. I was watching just Oscar Robertson and his reaction to the product on the court. And I don't know if I'm just reaching, but he looked so disinterested with the game itself. Like, let me share my screen real quick. Let me see if I can find. I might be reaching on this, but like, let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on, I gotta type this up real quick. Hold on, see if I can find that picture. Here it is. Let me show it on my screen real quick. Um, but yeah, like maybe I'm reaching, but does that look like a guy that's interested in the game? And look at Ray Allen on the far left. They don't look all that excited as at all watching the game. And it's 30-28. And Oscar Robertson for the entirety of the game, I was paying attention to him on the on the floor seats, and he didn't have not one reaction. And he used he won a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks, so I'm assuming that he's rooting for the Bucks, and he was just standing there like it's just embarrassing, dog. Like it looked like he was talking to Ray Allen and saying, "See, this is your fault. You're the reason why the game is like this." This was just a this was just a failure. Like the game was boring. Too many three-point shots. When the Bucks were going on their run, I believe it was late in the third or it was in the fourth quarter. They were just making all these threes. I was like, oh, another three. Oh, another three. Like Gary Trent. Oh, he made a three. Oh, Brook Lopez, he made a three. And that was that. The game was boring. Giannis, he had a great game. Dame, he had a good game. Shea Gilgeous Alexander, I don't know where he was. He didn't show up at all. It was just boring. Like I just didn't enjoy it at all. I don't know if other people felt the same way. 97-81. You only score 97 points and you attempt 43 pointers. State of affairs in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. These are supposed to be two great teams, two good teams. One of them is great. The other one is starting to get better. The Milwaukee Bucks, they have been on a tear recently, ever since early in the season, you know, late in November. And then now in December, they've been really good. They've been on a roll. So salute to them. Darvin Ham salute. But this is just not a good product overall. And I don't know when we're going to see better basketball. But as of right now, I just haven't been all that impressed. Like, this is probably the first season watching basketball, watching NBA basketball, and feeling just uninterested. Feeling like I'm wasting my time watching a 3-point contest. I sound like an old man, but it just seems like this year specifically, when it comes to the product on the floor, I can honestly say that it's just not fun to watch. Like I'm waiting for one of those great games on TV that just has me like, wow, like that was such an amazing game. Maybe there was something weeks ago, I just can't remember. But dog, this game was supposed to be competitive. This was supposed to be a fun little matchup, and it just wasn't. It was boring. You could say, well, they play great defense, but was it really great defense, or was it a just bad offenses continuously attempting three after three after three? Even the commentators were saying at one point, when are you going to stop attempting threes and attack the basket? Utilize the mid range, and they just didn't do that. The Thunder just didn't do that. And Shea, he just had an awful game. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself every single video, but they got to do something about this 3-point line. They just have to. This game, the first game of the season, the Celtics versus the Knicks, really hammered home on the number one problem with the NBA. Like, cool, you made over 40% of your threes, but you shot 40 times to only make 17. Is it really worth it? Like shooting half of your shots from the 3-point line and only making 17 of them? Is it really worth it? That's all I gotta say. is it really worth to do that? I just don't think it's all that smart at the end of the day. And the teams, they're not to blame. They're just doing what the analytics are telling them to do. The competition committee, the commissioner are the ones that have to address it. And the teams, they'll adjust. But as of right now, nothing is going to change. And we're going to continue to see games like this. 97-81. 97-81. 43s and only making 17 of them. That's the state of affairs. Like, I want to listen. I don't want to do this. Like, I wanted to come on this live stream praising Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I was thinking to myself, like, man, before the game, just thinking about how much I love Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's game, his ability. Like, he has like that 2000, like early 2000s throwback game where he utilizes the mid range. He's so fundamentally sound. He can shoot the three, but he loves utilizing the mid range shot. He can attack the basket. He's very skilled. But then the game happened, and it was a letdown. It's really hard to talk about the NBA right now and feel excited because there's nothing really to be excited about when it comes to the NBA. That's why I created my series, How to Save the NBA. Go check it out because there's nothing really to be excited about right now. Maybe it's because we're not in January yet. Around January time, they say that's when the NBA starts to really get going. But dog, what is there to be excited about when the product looks like that? Looks like last night. Looks like the NBA Finals. Looks like game one with the Knicks and the Celtics, and the Celtics nearly break a record for the most 3-pointers. How can I get excited with that? Y'all tell me. But that's all I really wanted to say on that matter. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.